In the previous video, we specified the PatientSearch service and even obtained 100% service exclusivity for it. We will now review the classes marked as infra for this service to avoid having non-foundational classes in the common jar. In addition, we will show how to avoid having redundant references and objects in PatientSearch and other services by marking classes not needed by the PatientSearch service as ignored. Ignoring classes will cause compilation errors in the service extraction phase, but that will help with the refactoring of the extracted service code by removing unnecessary references to classes that we decided to ignore in the analysis phase as shown here. Open the static analysis of PatientSearch. There are 36 infrastructure classes. We will now review them and decide which ones need to be non-infra. These classes will become non-exclusive classes for the service. Base Physician Page Controller is a candidate for becoming non-infra. It's an abstract base class for Page Controller that provides access to the service classes from 3 different domains: Physician, Patient, and Records, which should be split across 3 different services. This class should be duplicated across the services that use it, as opposed to being in the common jar. Then, every copy should be refactored in each service, to access only the relevant domain. For example, in our case, Patient Service only needs to perform patient searches, and the rest of the code should be removed in the context of this service. Mark this class as non-infra and let the analysis run. Patient Facade, as the name indicates, belongs to the facade layer and should be removed from infra. Patient Notifier is used to notify newly registered patients if they were approved or denied. This is clearly a business logic class, so it should not be part of infra. Physician Service is a service domain class, so as such should be marked as non-infra. Same for Patient Service, same for Record Service. Last one to move is Record Facade, as it belongs to the facade layer. Now that we have non-exclusive classes in PatientSearch, we will review each one, and if it is unrelated to the service functional domain, we will move it to the ignored classes. Let us see the usage of Base Physician Page Controller by looking at the calls to it from within the PatientSearch service. Searching Patient Controller calls Base Physician Controller to access Patient Service to do the search. Hence, this class should not be ignored. Base User Service Impl is used for managing users and not for search. Therefore, it should be ignored in PatientSearch. Although Patient Notifier is called from Patient Service Impl, we know from the code that it is called from methods to approve or deny newly registered patients. Hence, it is not related to search and should be ignored. The patient service from the physician package should not be ignored, because it has found methods used for patient searches. Same for the patient service from the MedRec.service package. It should not be ignored. Patient Service Impl shows no dependencies since all the calls are done through the interface patient service. But since the service dependency on the interface remains, this class should remain too. Physician Service is not contributing to the search functionality and should be ignored. Record Facade uses Record Service, and both are not related to searching patients, so both will be ignored. Once the Record Facade class was ignored, the analysis automatically removed the record service. PatientSearch is not exclusive also in the dynamic analysis, because of the classes we marked as non-infra. Patient service impl is the one non-exclusive class detected by the dynamic analysis. If you remember, this was the class that had no dependency shown in the static analysis, because the calls are made via the patient service interface. This reinforces the decision to leave it in the services as a non-exclusive class. Looking at the details, we see that patient service impl is being used by many services. This is why the analysis identified it initially as infrastructure. However, as human reviewers, we have overridden this choice based on our understanding of the functional domain. In this video, we refined the analysis for PatientSearch by reviewing the infrastructure classes and then deciding to ignore classes not relevant to the PatientSearch service. Doing this analysis is important for getting a better quality microservice, despite the fact that the exclusivity is reduced.